Exclusive 2017 Mercedes-AMG GT Roadster First Impression Review. AMG S911 Killer Does T let off, 2 years after the launch of the spectacular GT Coupe, Daimler S high performance sub BR, and announced a drop top derivative. And now we got a chance to ride along with AMG chief Tobias Moers late in the development process. This particular drive took place in around Las Vegas. The desert metropolis is predestined for the GT Roadster. It symbolizes excess and glamour, and the contrast with the surrounding landscape is compelling. The bizarre rock formations, and the GR and IS canyons are accessible by beautiful open roads, some of which are rather lightly patrolled. We call that perfect conditions for a spirited drive in these awesome cars, an entry-level GT Roadster, and a GTC Roadster. Las Vegas, by the way, wasn't too much of a detour. The cars were traveling anyway from the west coast to proving grounds near Phoenix, Arizona. En route, there is famous Death Valley, where car makers used to test their cars under extreme conditions. But it has been reclaimed by the tourists. There is less and less testing. Moers tells us AMG was there for a final time last year. We can test everything in Arizona, without cops, nosy tourists, and spy photographers. The two variants Moers was kind enough to bring along mark the corner points of the lineup. The entry-level wins. GT Roadster makes 456 horsepower, the GTC Roadster is rated at a full 550 horsepower. There will be an AMG GTS Roadster, too, rated at 503 horsepower, just like AMG will have a Mercedes-AMG GTC Coupe. Ah, the beauty of the corporate parts bin. Convertibles are supposed to look pretty, but even at first glance, these roadsters look even more angry than their coupe siblings. That is courtesy of the new grille, wide at the bottom, and inspired by the classic 300 SL Panamericana, a real AMG styling element that was seen first on the GTR Coupe. It has been slightly debased by the fact it features on the facelifted SL, including non-AMG versions. Nevertheless, it is impressive, and you would be correct to guess at it. It'll soon appear on coupe versions of the AMG GT as well. The Mercedes-AMG GTC Roadster is just stronger than the GT Roadster. It sports a wider track, a wider body, and far-fetching chassis modifications. The ride control suspension is street and art here. Tires grow from 255/35 R19 up front, and 295/35 R19 in the rear to 265/35 R19 front, and 305/30 R20 abaft. The front brakes are stronger, there is an all-wheel steering system, and the transmission gains a race mode. Visually, the main difference between the versions is in the rear. The GTC features vertical air outlets left and right, plus a horizontal slit between the taillights that we suspect does serve an indispensable function, but sure looks impressive. It takes an expert at the wheel to notice and savor the differences between the GT Roadster's different variations. Tobias Moers would be the perfect guy to point them out. He knows cars. His career began at AMG when the manufacturer was not yet a treasured sub BR and of the Daimler juggernaut, but a barely tolerated tuner. Inside, the AMG GT Roadster is barely changed from the coupe. The array of buttons on the ceiling has moved to the center console. Otherwise it is a familiar cabin. The calm and position is virtually perfect. The long front hood recalls classic front-engine sports cars, and when the fabric top is lowered, driving becomes an almost romantic experience. But alas, not for the AMG chief. In this development stadium, he is checking all functions, their integration, and the overall harmony of the vehicle. it, as a few more months until the driving launch, and customers want to get their cars before spring. The engineers are ironing out the details. Indeed, the trunk lid does not fit well, and the steering is not calibrated for series production yet, and Moers noticed one or two more issues that I want to tell you about. No worries. They will be eliminated by the time this awesome roadster hits the market, and then things will get uncomfortable for the 911 Cabrio. Thanks for watching and listening. Please like, subscribe, share and comment.